Been in this business all the time. You never fucked around with
I dated. Well, I did say I did. The actor that I dated.
Yeah.
And the one white guy that I dated.
You dated a white guy?
I sure did.
That's good. How was that?
It was nice. But he was different. But I told him, I said, the reason why we've come to the end of our road, I see you dating all these black women. Now you're dating me. And you're not going to end up with a black woman. You're going to share your riches and your legacy with someone white. And so I'm getting off this train.
Really?
Yeah. And I told you, I'm very good with endings. I'm like, yeah, okay, bye. But nice guy, really nice guy. But it's just, I knew it wasn't going anywhere. But it was a great experience because he was a good human being.
Yeah.
He was a good human being. And I think in life, I had to experience that. So I know what the other side is. You know, it's just not something that I want. I really love black men. I'm just attracted to black men. Like, that's my natural. It comes down to everything. The pheromones, the smell, and everything.
Yeah. You liked him and he liked you.
We liked each other, but he pursued me. He actually took me on a date. We did the red carpet. He asked me to. I was like, what?
I can just picture you going.
And this is in Manhattan Martin, too. I was like, what? But he was good looking and stuff. Brian Austin Green. Very well off.
Really?
Yeah. Nice guy. Nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
Nice
Brian
guy.
get down.
Oh, and
hello, gossipers. Sharona here. So that was Tichina Arnold, right? Oh, before I forget, please like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching and listening. Now, I posted a video about a week ago where Tichina Arnold, basically that same video that you saw, and I was like, ooh, I can't wait to hear what Brian Austin Green has to say. And finally, not even finally, because, you know, he's not obligated, but he did come out and make a statement. Now, he also went on the Dion Cole podcast. That's where Tichina was. And he went there because I was like, Tichina saying that? You know, Brian needs to come out and tell his part of the story. And, you know, he said that that's the culture that he loved growing up when he was younger. And he said that African Americans weren't accepting of him in that culture. And, you know, I think there are certain people who are accepted. I'm not quite sure what the criteria is, if there is one. Like, for example, you have an Eminem, right? Who's accepted in the culture. With Brian Austin Green, I don't know if they thought for him it was just a phase, right? And, you know, you can have somebody listening and go, yeah, look at him now, white women, that's all he has kids with. And I even heard someone mention that maybe it was a fetish to date black girls. Because like Tichina said, he was known to date black girls and then also to date her. And not only that, but she said this was the time of Martin. Martin, one of the biggest shows in African American history, showing at that time. You know, for her to step out with a white guy, you know, she would have gotten a lot of backlash. People don't want to hear me say that, but that's true. She would have faced backlash appearing with him. So we're going to hear what Brian has to say, and then we'll come back and chat some more.
So we ended up fooling around and kind of dating, but it's funny. So the pride that you say in culture and race, like I think coming from Martin, she was very clear in the, Tichina, I love you. I love you. She was very clear on day one of like, nobody can know about this.
Really?
Nobody. Like, can't tell people, can't talk about this.
Yeah.
And so I was in my early 20s. I was living in a culture that wasn't accepting of me, but there was no way to get out of it because that was just where my brain and my heart were.
Right.
So I was really insecure. And then I have someone who I'm attracted to who's telling me like, oh, you can't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I think for me, like it really triggered something of like, oh, okay, I'm not good enough for any of this. You don't even want your friends to know that you're hanging out with me.
You wanted to be out with her. And
I wanted to in the beginning for sure. And then I quickly felt like, oh, okay. Just like my love of hip hop and all my other shit, like this is, I have to shut the up and you know, and sit in the back of the car and like just be happy that I'm in the car.
So you heard that right there. Brian was basically a secret. You're my dirty secret, right? There's a song. You're my dirty secret. That's how I should keep it. Something like that. So, you know, it's sad, and this is, oh my God, so many years ago. And to see that, you know, just of a conversation can bring memories up. And it's nice that they both respected each other so much that they really, I don't know if I'm going to say they wanted it to work. To me, it looks like Brian might have wanted it to, but because of how society would see them as an interracial couple, especially Tashina being on Martin, it just wouldn't work. And, you know, it's good that they realized, or Tashina realized, that, nah, hopefully it wasn't a phase he was going through. You know, like I said, someone said maybe it was a fetish to date black girls, but it seems like if the culture was accepting of him, who knows? He might have been with black girls, right? It would, but now he has what, 4 kids, 3 with Megan Fox, and then 1 with his current wife, which are white women. So, you know, some might say, you know, Tashina, you know, you predicted it, and that's what it turned out to be. But again, when he said that he was not accepted in the culture, then that can sway you at some point, right? Because he was dating majority black women, and people are going to say, oh, it's because that yes, you can be attracted to someone of a different race, but people will use this excuse of, well, he was in the culture, so he thought he had to, when genuinely, you know, probably he really did. But when he saw that the culture did not accept him, do not respect him, and then here's this girl he likes and she wouldn't date him, he's like, you know what, let me go where I won't be facing so much criticism if I just stick with my own, if you get what I'm saying. Again, you know, I have to give it up for interracial couples. The world is not accepting, even in 2026, you have to have strong balls to be in an interracial relationship, because especially black and white, because when stuff goes down and it's like, you know, you want to stand with your black people, but then you have to realize, you know, anything that's black and white issue, I can only imagine sitting with those couples, hearing how they navigate around topics that they might have different views on. And, you know, it's yes, it's not easy. I'm sure it's not easy, you know. And, you know, people say as long as you're accepted by the families and, you know, your community and people you hang with, then the outsiders, you know, they don't make, they should not be a factor in how you love and see someone. But, you know, sometimes that too isn't even, I don't even know the words I'm trying to say. And everyone, every race, ethnicity, everyone goes through the exact same thing. It's just that when it's black and white, or, you know, when it's an interracial relationship, you are seen quicker than any other couples, if you get what I'm saying. So yes, that was Brian's response, you know, keep it in the dark, dirty secret. And what I must say about them is that they have so much respect for each other that this wasn't a bashing. It was a once in a time for her, and it just didn't work for them. She knows it wouldn't work. Gossipers, your thoughts?